The Lion and the Boar. In a dense forest, there lived a majestic lion, the king of the jungle. One day, a wild boar came to the pond to drink water. And then, the lion also came there to drink water.
I am the king of this jungle, and I will drink this water first. You have to wait till I finish drinking.
Nothing doing. I don't care who you are. I came here first. And I'll drink first. If you think you're powerful, try to stop me.
How dare you speak like this to me? I am the king of this jungle.
Both the lion and the wild boar started fighting. The vultures, sitting on a nearby tree, were watching this.
Look at these two, the way they're fighting. One of them is bound to die. We will have a tasty meal today.
I am the king of this jungle, and I should not be fighting with the boar for small reasons as drinking water. Hey, look up there. All those vultures are waiting for one of us to die. Why should we feed the vultures? Can't we be friends?
You're right. It is wise on our part to stop quarreling and drink water and go our way.
Since you came to the pool first, you can drink the water first. I will have it after you have finished.
Both the animals drank water and went their ways. The disappointed vultures flew off one by one, realizing there was no use of waiting anymore. Moral: one must act according to the situation and should learn to compromise. The value of friendship. Birdie was a lonely hawk and had no friends. One day, he met an attractive female hawk from a nearby tree. He courted her and wished to marry her.
Will you marry me, oh lovely one?
You are a lonely bird and have no friends. I will marry you only when you have made a few friends.
The male hawk flew away in search of animals he could be friends with. On the way, he met an osprey, a tortoise, and a lion. They all agreed to be his friends. Birdie flew back to meet his lady hawk.
I have made 3 new friends. Now will you marry me?
Yes, now I will. They got married in the presence of their new friends. Months went by. Soon they had young ones, and this added to their happiness. One day, there came 2 hunters to the forest. They camped the night under the tree in which the hawk nested in. The hunters lit a bonfire to keep themselves warm and went to sleep. The smoke from the fire reached the top of the tree.
That smoke is choking our young ones. Do something. Wait here. I will get my friends to help us.
The hawk went to Osprey and explained the situation to him. Both flew back to the nest. Osprey soaked himself in the lake and flew over the fire and shook his wet wings. He did this several times. The droplets of water extinguished the fire.
It's cold. The fire is gone. Let's light it up again.
They lit the fire again. Meanwhile, one of the hunters noticed the hawk's nest above the tree.
Look, it's a hawk's nest. Let's catch the bird and make some money.
One of the hunters climbed the tree. This frightened the lady hawk.
Look, the hunter is climbing the tree. Our children are in danger.
The hawk went to his friend, the tortoise, and explained the situation to him. The tortoise came and walked close to the hunters so that they noticed him. One of the hunters shouted,
Look, a big tortoise. That will fetch us more money than the birds. Let's catch it.
Both the hunters quickly got some rope. They tied one end of the rope to the tortoise and the other to their waist. But the tortoise was too strong for the hunters. He dragged the hunters into the lake with him. The hunters untied the rope and got out before they drowned. By then, the hawk had called his lion friend. The lion roared and jumped in front of the hunters.
Lion, run for your life!
The hawk thanked his friends for all the help. He realized the value of friendship and the reason his wife insisted on making friends. Moral: a friend is never known till the end. The Golden Swan. In a lake lived a beautiful golden swan. This swan was a rebirth of a noble farmer from a nearby village. One day, the farmer's wife came to fetch some water by the lake. She saw the golden swan, and to her surprise, the golden swan spoke.
I am your husband, reborn as a golden swan. I am here to help you and our children.
But how can you help us?
You can pluck one gold feather every day and sell it to get all the things that you need.
That's wonderful! Now we will not have to live in poverty. She plucked a feather from the swan's plume. Every day, she came to the lake in secret to pluck a feather. As time passed by, she had a beautiful house and servants to do all the work. One day, when she was sitting in her house, she thought to herself, "What if the swan suddenly disappeared? I would have no gold feather to sell." The next day, when she went to the lake to pluck the feather, "Dear one, come and stay with us so that we can take care of you." The swan readily agreed, as he wanted to see his children. The farmer's wife arranged for the swan to stay in the backyard of her house. This way, the farmer's wife could keep a watch on the swan and not let him go away. Months passed by, and the farmer's wife got greedier. "The feathers that I pluck are always replaced by new ones, so why not pluck more feathers? This way, I will have more feathers to sell and make more money." As usual, she went to the swan to pluck the feather for the day. "Dear one, I do not want to trouble you every day, so I shall pluck some extra feathers today and not disturb you for a few days."
That is thoughtful of you, my dear, but it's not possible. I am not allowed to give away more than one feather each day.
This angered the farmer's wife. She grabbed the swan and plucked all the feathers. "Oh no! These are turning to normal feathers."
You should have listened to me. I was about to tell you that if you pluck more than one, the feathers would not be of gold.
This angered the farmer's wife, and she threw the bird out of the house. "You are of no use to us now. Go away." The swan walked to his lake a sad bird. The farmer's wife spent all the wealth she had. This time, she had no noble golden swan to rescue her from the poverty. Moral: misfortune tells us what fortune is. Divide and rule. One day, a cow wandered away from the herd unaware toward the lioness. When she came close to the lioness, she suddenly realized that she was far from the herd. The lioness, on seeing the cow scared, reassured her. "Don't be scared, I will not kill you. I just had a very good lunch, so you are safe." The cow heaved a sigh of relief. "Thank you, I was lost in thought, and I didn't realize that I was so far away from the herd." "What were you thinking of?" This way, a conversation started between them, and as days passed by, they became good friends. Months later, the cow introduced her family to the lioness. The young lion and the bull, too, became very good friends. A young jackal, who also lived in this jungle, was waiting for a chance to eat the meat of the lion and the bull. He knew that the only way he could get to eat their meat would be if they killed each other. One day, the young jackal heard the news of the death of the lioness and the cow. He knew that the time had come for him to make his move. He went to the lion.
Now that your parents are not there, the bull thinks he can get rid of you and take your place as the king. I am just warning you to be careful. You will see a change in his attitude.
The lion gave a casual hearing and paid no attention. The jackal went to the bull.
My friend, I just heard the lion saying that you are a coward, that you need him to protect you from other animals.
This enraged the bull, but he controlled his anger and tried not to believe what the jackal said. But the jackal was successful in raising suspicion in both their minds. One day, a fight erupted between the lion and the bull. The lion roared and rushed at the bull. The bull lowered his horns and rushed at the lion. The fight lasted for hours together as they both were very strong. At the end of the lengthy fight, both the bull and the lion were dead. The jackal laughed out loud.
Ah, you fools! You have no faith in your friendship. I divided you by breaking your trust in each other and used it to my advantage. Now I will feast on your flesh for weeks and weeks.
Moral: suspicion is the cancer of friendship. In a jungle, there lived 2 frogs in a pond. They were passing their time playing happily without any worry or complaint. As time passed on, the summer got hotter and hotter. And suddenly, all the water in the pond started to dry up. Sister, the pond has completely dried up. We have to find another source of water if we have to survive. Otherwise, we will lose our lives without water. You are right. Let us start searching for some source of water where we can live. And finally, the pond completely dried up. The frogs had to find another source of water to survive. On their way, the frogs found a well. So they happily jumped to see the well. Look, sister, we found a well with water in it. We can live happily in this well without any problems. Come, let us jump in. Sister, do not hurry. Remember, we had to leave the pond when the water dried up. If we live here, how shall we come out of this well if it dries up? But sister, there is still so much water in this well. I do not think this well will dry up. Come, let us stay in this well and do not worry about the future. Wait, do not act in haste. The pond in which we were staying was much bigger than this well. It had lots of water, but all the water dried up. So let us go in search of another pond rather than staying in this well. I'm sure we will find it. Oh no, now we will have to search further. The disappointed frogs continued their search for a better source of water. They finally found a bigger pond with lots of water in it and happily made the pond their new home. After a few months, oh my God, I have to walk 30 minutes to come here to fetch water, all because the village well has completely dried up. Thank God, sister. There was a lot of meaning and wisdom in whatever you said. Had we jumped into the well, we would have lost our lives by now. Moral: always think before you act. There lived an idol maker called Verma who was very famous for his work. In Yamaraja's court,
Ha ha ha! Guards! Go to the earth and bring Verma to me. His lifespan's ended. Ha ha ha!
As you wish, O Lord of Death. Come with us, Verma. You have lived your life. Your time has come. The Lord of Death wants you in his court.
No, please let me live. I don't want to die so soon. Please spare my life.
Verma wakes up from his sleep and realizes that it was just a dream.
What if the guards of Yamaraja come to take my life? I must do something. If I make 10 models like myself, the guards will not be able to make out which one is real. This way I can trick the guards.
After making 10 models of himself,
If I stand among these idols, the guards will be fooled. Then I can save my life.
that night, as in Verma's dream, the Yamaraja's guards came to take him.
What is this? There are 11 Vermas here, and all look alike. How do we find out which one is real? Let's go back and inform Yamaraja about this. Oh, Yamaraja, there are 11 Vermas. Now, how do we find out which one is real?
Fools! That idol maker is very intelligent. He is hiding amongst the idols that look just like him. Go and identify him, or you both will be punished.
Listen, an artist cannot tolerate if we criticize his work. Let us say something bad about the idol, and he will expose himself. Oh, look at this defect in this idol. This is not perfect at all. Look at this, my friend.
Impossible! What is the defect? There can be no defect in my work.
Verma did not like being criticized about his work and unknowingly exposed himself.
The only defect is that the idols do not speak, but you do. Now you cannot escape from us.
Finally, the guards took Verma to Yamaraja. Moral: a person's pride and ego leads to his downfall. One day, a jackal looking for food spotted the king of mice and his whole community.
I can catch a mouse right now, but that would only fill my stomach for a day. I should act wisely to make sure that I have food for at least a month.
So the jackal stood under a tree near the mouse hole on one leg with his mouth open. When the Mouse King came out, he inquired,
Sir, what are you doing? Why are you standing on one leg?
So that the earth does not need to bear the weight of me on 4 legs.
Sir, why is your mouth open?
To get in a lot of air, as I am feeding on air to survive.
Why are you facing the sun?
So that I can offer my prayers to the sun god all the time.
The Mouse King was very impressed with the simplicity and devotion of the jackal. The whole mouse community heard of the saintly jackal. They went to seek his blessings before they went off in search of food. As the last mouse turned to go, the jackal jumped on him and gobbled him up. This way, the jackal ate a mouse every day. Days passed by, and the jackal got plump and stout.
It is a miracle that the jackal living on air is getting healthier day by day.
Just then, the Prime Minister came to the king.
It's strange, O king. I am worried about some mice that have gone missing. Missing? Yes, O king. It is very strange. The mice have just disappeared. There's no clue if they've been killed or taken away, as nobody has seen any such incident.
The Mouse King was immediately suspicious of the jackal, and after some thought, realized how the jackal must be catching the mice unaware. The next day, the king remained at the end of the line to get blessings from the jackal. When the king mouse turned to leave, the jackal pounced, but the alert king moved out of the way and the jackal fell to the ground. Hearing all the commotion, the mice ran to their king's rescue. They started to chase the jackal as a group. The jackal ran for his life and never returned. Thus, the wise Mouse King saved his subjects from the cunning jackal. Moral: evil to him who thinks evil. King Chitrasan was very fond of flower vases. He had a lot of beautiful vases arranged in a colorful way in his palace. He had appointed a young man to take care of those vases and warned him that any damage to those vases would get him punished. One day, as the young man was cleaning the vases with a cloth, suddenly one vase slipped out of his hands and broke to pieces. The king heard the sound and rushed to the spot.
What have you done? You have broken my most valuable possession. You will be punished for this act. Hang this man to death.
Your Majesty, the flower vase slipped out of my hand by accident. I beg your pardon. Kindly spare my life.
But the king did not pardon the young man.
What is your last wish? Ask anything other than your life, and I shall grant it.
Your Majesty, I have just one wish. I would like to see all the flower vases at once.
Guards, go to my palace and get all the flower vases here at once.
The guards went inside the palace and got the flower vases.
Look at them as much as you want. You won't get another chance.
The young man broke all those flower vases kept before him. Seeing this, the king got furious.
What have you done? You have broken all the vases.
Oh, King, I did what I should. I have saved the lives of so many other people.
How is that possible?
Breaking one of those vases brought me death. Someday or the other, these vases would be broken by someone else, and all of them would be hanged too. I did this to save their lives. Now I will be the only one to die.
Young man, I appreciate your thoughts. You have enlightened me. I shall pardon you and reward you with an honorable post in the court.
Moral: a decision taken in anger is never correct. Never make a hasty decision. The Learned Fools. There lived 4 friends in a village. One day they were talking amongst themselves about going to Kashi for higher education.
So we shall all start for Kashi tomorrow. What do you all say? Dear friends, I think common sense is more important than higher education. No, higher education is important. I have no interest in higher education because common sense is of more value to me. No, I will not come along.
The 3 friends left for Kashi for higher education. The 4th friend did not accompany them. After some years, the 3 friends returned to the village. They have already completed their higher education.
There is no opportunity for people like us in this village. Let us move to the city to find better jobs.
Yes, you're right.
Hey, can I also come along? You have no knowledge. What will you do in the city without any formal education? That doesn't really matter. I'm clever enough to earn money in the city. I will accompany you all.
The 4 friends leave for the city.
Look, friends, there's a dead lion. I can use my knowledge and put the bones together.
I can put the skin over the skeleton.
I can put life into that. Beware, the lion would kill us all if you give it life. You don't know anything. You're just trying to disturb our experiment.
The three friends began their experiment.
Don't do this. Think again, you fools. He'll kill us.
He realized that they would not stop, so he climbed a tree for safety. The lion came to life and pounced on the friends. One by one, it killed all the three friends.
Oh no! You should have used your common sense before using your knowledge.
The only friend who survived was the fourth friend who used his common sense. Moral: knowledge without common sense is no good. The bull's advice. A farmer had a loyal bull that used to help him in farming. One day a bug flew into his backyard.
You work hard every day. You help the farmer plow the fields. You help them travel from place to place pulling their carts. But what do you get to eat? Just some grass and fodder. What a pity!
Dear friend, I don't have any complaints. I am very happy to serve the humans. They look after me very well.
The humans are just using you for their purpose. That's why I don't work for humans. Instead, I suck their blood. But you are so big and mighty, yet you slave for humans. Look at me, how tiny I am, but I suck their blood.
I work for the humans because they feed me well. They look after me every day. They give me shelter. They treat me if I fall sick. They pat me affectionately on my back and say loving words to me. They appreciate my gratefulness to them. They do all this because I serve them loyally.
But this is very little for what you do for them. You work day and night for them, and all they do is just pat your back. I think I am far better than you, even though I am so tiny in size. Shame on you!
You fool! Don't feel proud of yourself. The humans dislike you because you suck their blood for free. You do not help them in any way. You are a pest to humankind.
I don't care.
Without listening to the bull's advice, the bug flew off. One day, as usual, the bug sat on the farmer to suck his blood. What a silly pest! Bad deeds always have bad results. If she had been more helpful, she would not have lost her life. Moral: what we sow, so shall we reap.